twin sister. The other one's drying off a bit. She's not talking to me. I insisted on. She shared a shower with me yesterday. Now she's gone all soggy. Well, she's a bit smaller, but never mind. Anyway, in this episode, we're going to be looking at books and the publishing business, I mean. Oh, it's inexplicable art, isn't it? I mean, if you're not well known, you don't get anywhere. It's not fucking fair, right? Because I wrote this book. I mean, in the end, I published it myself because, well, I got a few rejections off agents, you know, and I know why as well, I think. I've altered the synopsis a little bit because in the other one, it had Newcastle upon Tyne on the back, and I reckon agents are reading that. Most of them are based in London and that, you know, right? So, oh no, we can't have a book set in Newcastle. That just won't do. Get a grip, man. Why not? Just think you're still living mud huts up here or something. Christ almighty, man. I mean, it's brilliant, right? It's got everything. Bent covers, drug abuse, friggin' psycho gangsters, you know, a love triangle, a serial killer on the loose, and you'll never guess who he is, or whatever. Nobody can. It's impossible. It's designed that way. Everyone I know who's read this haven't guessed, and some of them are the best guessers in the universe, and they still didn't guess who the killer was, because it's impossible. I mean, and there's a mass murderer in it. Many all these video nasties got friggin' banned in there in 1984, so he guns on the rampage and kills loads of campers, just like maniacs in his favourite horror films. Yeah. Well, you know, writing a book is pretty easy. The hard part starts when you've finished it, if you self-publish it, because you've got to go through it, proofread it, edit it. I mean, this bloke, right, an author, he's wrote about 8 or 9 novels now, Dexter Petley. He rang me from France, because he read me uncut manuscript. This is the toned down version. The other one was like 575 pages long. This is only 375. It's been condensed, and he advised me to take that chapter out. You don't need that chapter. The main character, Tommy Donahue, is an arsehole. And you want the main character, even if he's an anti-hero, to be like, you want to root for him, don't you? So I had to transform him completely and, you know, make a few people nicer than they were, because you don't want to read a book full of dickheads. It's like watching Scarface, isn't it? The only problem with that film is there's nobody in it you like. They're all twats. And by the time the end credits roll, they're all dead and shot to bits. You're going, well, he could have happened to a nice bunch of arseholes. Even Tony Montana was like, you know, he was a tit, really. And like, in this, the baddie called Frank the Hackett. There's always a baddie called Frank in any film or book. You can guarantee the gang boss is called Frank, or there's a psycho in it called Frank. It's not Frank, it's Tony. It's not Tony, it's Vinny. But Frank's right up there on the top. Oh, one of my favourite, where is it? Where is it? My favourite bit. Where is it, man? Oh, here it is. Mason remained in a defensive stance for a time. He shook his head vigorously, and beads of sweat flew from his brow like a swarm of insects from a disturbed corpse. Here's a good book. What the? Lennon Moulton's 2003 movie and video guide? What's all that about? I don't fancy reading all that. Oh, I don't believe this. Halliwell's film guide. Where's my props manager? I'm going to everything wrong, man. Oh no. I mean, Halliwell, right? He doesn't like anything. Everything gets none or 1 star. And like, the only things he does give more than 3 stars is Gone with the Wind and Wizard of Oz. Same director, innit? Right, there you go. What the friggin'? Collins Handy Road Atlas. Oh, hey, man. Right, here's a book. The Only Living Witness. About serial sex killer Ted Bundy. He was a bestseller, this, right? And I've read it. And the grammatical errors are phenomenal. You've got commas where semicolon should be. You've got full stops where friggin' comma should be. Oh, right, you know, I don't know. He's a good author. Peter James. That's a good book, that, The Truth. Good British author. Yeah. Substantial amount of pages there. Here's a book, right? 184 pages. Peter Hill, The Savages. How boring is it? You know, if I wrote my book in late 70s, early mid-80s or something, right, bet you it would have been published by now. I would have been established. Because they'd anything in them days they'd publish, like, when you had typewriters. I mean, here's a mistake, right? I mean, I'll hold my hand up. If mistakes and mine, there's bound to be. I proofread it myself. Christ, I've been through that book so many times. Some of the characters I was having nightmares about, man. I was waking up in tears thinking, oh, I hope she's going to be alright. Trevor, for fuck's sake, you invented these people. Yeah, look at this, right? Warm in water and cool in summer. I've crossed water out and put winter. I mean, oh, doesn't even sound like water, does it? Winter. It's boring, that, you know what I mean? You know, it's like, The Night Stalker, The Life and Crimes of Richard Ramirez. I've read that. Mind you, some of these background bits are a bit much. I mean, Jesus. 592 pages long, that. God almighty, man. The Curry Secret, but... Metal Gear Solid Secret Strategy Solutions. I mean, you know, I used to work at Random House, you know. Oh, I was a T-boy. For 2 days. Here's a book, right? The Bonding Vicky Chatham. That's quite a good book, that. It's like a kind of children's book with a twist. But, yeah, it's good. Here's one. I work with him, and he's had to resort to do what I did. Publish it himself. Neville Henderson, Silent Screams. Just like a book of short horror stories. Some of them have got good twists in the end and all that. I recommend that. You can buy it online. Boring. Peter Straw. Oh God, I don't like him. That's the second book by him I've tried to read. It's like, what the fuck's going on here? What's it about? Oh, hey. It's too much like Stephen King. Talks about shit. LSD. What? The National Trust Handbook. I don't believe this. I didn't choose any of these. The Chelsea Murders. Oh, what a load of rubbish. I've read that, you know. I mean, you can guess who the killer is within 2 sentences. Now a gripping Thames television series. Tomb Raider Solutions. PlayStation, but fuck me. Doesn't that look a bit like her? Striking resemblance. Look at this, right? Only book I've ever read with no chapters in it. Look at this. Look at this. No chapters. Look at. Isn't that weird? A book with no chapters. How did they get away with it? How's it fucking got it published? That, you know what I mean? Here's a good author, Sean Hudson. God, I used to read him. His books all the time. Doesn't look like that anymore. I mean, no, gets me right. Friggin' people like that horrible fucking plastic bloody bimbo Joe spell her own fucking name. I mean, you wouldn't use that for toilet paper, would you? Fuck that. Man, it makes me sick. Oh, if you're A-list celebrity, oh, you've got no problems. But the likes of me and Nev, we've got to fucking get them published ourselves. And then, you know, it's the best way. I mean, my second book, it's different. It's not as violent as the long cold winter. I don't think any book's as violent as that one. Mind you, I cut the rape scene out of that film. People like us never make it to the... It's impossible. I mean, you know what, right? The New York bestsellers list, they got in touch with me the other day. Mind you, it's just a reply to me, because I sent them a mail asking them where they were located at. I'll never make it to the writer, because all these agents, man, and publishing houses, the thing where, you know what it is? The thing where just freaking stupid. I mean, one of these times, right? One of these days, I'm the right one then, right? Send out loads of like rejection letters. I mean, Catherine Cookson had about 70 odd rejections, and J.K. Rowling had about 8 or 9, and I bet they're all kicking themselves now. Hello. Oh, hello, Sir Ridley Scott. Oh, that's fantastic. Oh, yes. Oh, wait till I tell all my family and friends. Oh, okay. Yes, straight away. Goodbye, and thanks again, Sir Ridley Scott. Goodbye now. That was Ridley Scott. He wants to use my novel for his next film. Oh, goodbye, hammerheads.